No, me I go like no. Hi guys, welcome. Thank you so much for your patience, and I do apologize for the technical difficulties first that we were having. You know, you don't know or go. These things do happen, and again, I want to apologize. I just want to welcome everyone again. Welcome world to another Thursday Night Live, of course, and we're here talking Road to Budapest. Tonight is Budapest medal predictions, and not just for, of course, the Jamaicans, but everyone that's competing. We think I got medal, whether they're Jamaicans or not, who we think will break some record, and of course, you don't know we're gonna share that. I want you guys to comment, and let us know your predictions as well, because it's not just our predictions, but we want to know yours as well. I just want to welcome Wade and Davian, our resident analysts in the house. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. Also, remember, my peeps, to go and subscribe to the channel, Stanzi Lifestyle Media. If it's your first time here, welcome. If you're a regular, welcome, and thank you for always being here. And remember to share, like, and comment. Wade and Davian, how are you guys doing tonight?
I'm happy. I'm a little bit tired. You can see it in my eyes. I'm a little bit tired, but I'm happy. We're one sleep away from the start of the World Championships. One sleep away, and then it is time for the big show.
Definitely. Wade?
I am very happy as well. We are here. We have been talking about it, preparing for it for several weeks to come. Now we are finally here. So let us see. I mean, there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to look forward to. And I'm sure some people have a lot in store for us to see as well.
That is a fact. That is a fact. That is a fact.
Sunset, where are you?
I'm sitting down. I'm in a room.
Where's
Guys,
the room?
I'm in Budapest, Hungary. And I have to say it has been an amazing journey so far. You know, um, I went to one of the training sessions today, and I wasn't able to see some of the top athletes, but I got a chance to see Antonio Watson, oblique Seville. I got a chance to see Zarnell Hughes. I'm always forgetting his name. I don't know why, but I
Oh,
got
so
a
you were
chance.
at the race. You were at the racers training practice.
I would want to think
I'm
so
so sorry.
because because initially I thought it would have been, I mean, coming to the World Championship, it's my first time. So I thought all the Jamaicans would have been together, but I get to understand that they're actually training with their different camp, and then there are three different training facility, so our facilities that you don't really know where which camp is going to be at. So that was kind of, very unfortunate. But I got a chance to see those guys, and they're looking good. They have been looking good all season, so of course tonight we're going to be talking predictions. I went earlier to the Puma House where they had the athletes, some of the Puma athletes. I met with Sharika Jackson, Rashid Broadbell, and Hansa Parchment. And they're very, very optimistic. They are excited. They are hungry, and they are pretty much rearing and ready to go and compete and to represent Jamaica as usual, and to cause our anthem to play on that day. So I mean, it is exciting. I am excited. I've been waiting for this for the entire year. So let's talk prediction.
What time is it there, though, Sunset?
It's morning.
It's past your bedtime.
Long time.
What time now was ahead? What time now was ahead Jamaican time?
It's actually 2:46 a.m. But the thing
Yeah, man.
about
So
it
that
is,
means time hours ahead.
7 hours,
yes,
yeah.
I have not yet adjusted, in order to go to sleep in the nighttime. At this time, I would be up at home. So normally I am falling asleep at 3, 4, and 5 o'clock in the morning when I should be getting up at that time.
It's an adjustment.
but,
It's an
but it's an
adjustment.
experience. It's an experience. And I mean, anything to be able to, share what I've been doing, for the entire year and the year before, with my people. So I'm excited, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to put out some very good content. But yeah, it's morning. But let's talk predictions. Or no, before I go to predictions, I think I want to leave it a little bit later. But earlier today, I saw some really, really exciting news. Well, earlier tonight for me and earlier today for you guys, I saw some pretty exciting news. Toby, mm, mm,
Davian and I were just catching up about the Toby incident. Um, Happy that she's there as the defending world champion, the world record holder, very fresh world record there to be. It's very good that she's there. She's getting the opportunity to defend her title, to represent her country. So it's very good that she's there. My concern for her right now, though, is where she is at mentally, because coming into a championship, having to decipher if you're going to be challenging for your title or not, if you're going to be banned for 2 years or not, or whatsoever the case might be. The question marks that a lot of people will have about your performance, which was just recent as a world record holder. So it is very good that the incident is behind her, and now she can try as best as possible to put her best foot forward when the starter calls them to the blocks for the 110-meter hurdles. For me, I think shape-wise, she would have been working towards it because she was confident in her social media posts about defending her reputation. So I think she should be okay. Her coach too, who a lot of us know because she is Jamaican. But if you know anything about her, she tends to work on the mental health of her persons under her tutelage. So I do believe that she should be okay. Minor setback, but that race is one that is going to be a heavily good race. So therefore, we should see how she will execute. But let us just see.
Davian.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, for me, physically, Toby Amusan, coming into the World Championships, you could see where she was getting better and better and better each race. And for me, before the news broke about her potentially being banned, she was my favorite going into Budapest. But I'll just say, I told you guys, I told you so. I mean, when you get to whereabouts failures, it is not as cut and dry as fail tests. There are athletes who have had notification for 3 missed tests. This year, the general public haven't heard about, but they have been able, behind the scenes, to say to somebody, hey, this mistest is not really a mistest. This mistest is really a clerical error. It's something that really shouldn't be blamed on me. So when it comes to things like that, it's not cut and dry for me. There's always the possibility that you are going to be able to clear your name. well, you'll never ever clear that doubt once you get caught up in something like that. You'll never clear it, but clear it to the extent that you're able to compete. So for me, I always had a slight glimmer of hope that she would have been able to compete. It dimmed a little bit as we got closer and closer and closer and closer because I was saying, well, like I said, it's one sleep away. So when the Mago make the decision, so for us, I think it's like the 11:59 hour, like 1 minute more, and then I probably would have said, okay, she's not going to compete. So right at the final buzzer, she gets the clearance to go through. And again, as Wade said, what mental impact will that have on her? Not just not being able to compete for the last 2 weeks, having that cloud over your head, but also when you do go out and compete and you clock that fast time, how do you react to
Question
that
sign.
with this cloud over your head? Yeah, the question signs over your head. Do you do you show elation at the time on the clock, or are you expected to be reserved? There's going to be all of that running through our head, and then there might very well be some people who know that hey, she's going to have to deal with the mental side of this, and they might just try to get in her head. They might just try to say something or do something to get in her head. So, I mean, she's going to have to face all of that. I think the challenge for her is not as much physical as it will be mental, because I'm pretty sure she would have been training right through with the anticipation that she will clear her name. So, for me, it's a mental side of it now. Can she come out and show a championship performance on the mental side of things? As I said, Lassina Golden Clark, she's a tough cookie, and I expect her to impart that on Toby. So not really worried about Toby all that much.
Definitely, and I can totally agree. I saw a little clip earlier today as well with a reporter talking to Rasheen McDonald, and he was asking him the same thing, as in mentally, how do you feel, because I mean you would have been ready, physically and all of that, getting into the championship, but mentally, how do you feel, or how is it that you're going to get over the fact that maybe most, if not all of Jamaica had something to say about you not showing up, for your race, and then making the national team to Budapest. So, I mean, I think it is something that as a people we really need to, be careful how we tend to throw things on our athletes, because at the end of the day they're still human beings, you know. And I'm really happy for Toby, because I wanted to see her, at the championship defending her title, and personally at the end of the day, whatever the result is, I'm still a Toby fan, and I'm still gonna be happy for her. And I'm saying it publicly, whatever is the result. And I believe that she's gonna go out there and she is going to use this as a motivating factor. For say, what, on attack, all right then. Let us deal with the thing. But
Let me put the world record at 11. So
and just that's the end of it. But I mean, not to put aside the fact that you have some amazing athletes in that event, because you have I can't call her name, so I'm not going to butcher it,
Jasmine Camacho Queen.
That is correct.
I'm at the
And
Queen. Nearly.
Nia
I'm not
Ali.
going to butcher her name. And Nia Ali, I mean, she has been consistent for the season as well. So we're not going to dispute the fact that they are not there. I will not leaving out Megan, and we're not leaving out Danielle, because I mean, at the end of the day,
Don't leave out my name state, you know.
Yeah, because I think she is the surprise package. I really think Akira Nugent. I mean,
Yes, Akira, I am
yeah,
sorry.
running that
Not
12:20, running
leaving
that
her out of there.
12:25, running that 12:25 at NCCA, even though the wind was not good, when you look at that race, technically, she was really magnificent. If she can find that race again at the World Championship, she is very dangerous. Coming off of a
I
long
think
season where she has run, she has taken the time to rest, to relax. She's a champion performer. She has performed well at the NCCA circuit on the NCCA circuit. First time in black, green, and gold, very young and fresh. She wants to make a name for herself.
exactly.
I think next year is going to be her final year on the NCCA circuit. So therefore, definitely she wants to position herself as well for a deal that will be substantial. So of course, Akira Nugent is going to go there and do something special. But that race overall, Sunset, that race is one that has a lot of pedigree. It has a lot of obstacles, 10 actually. But at the end of the day, the women's 100-meter hurdles at any championship is one that always either brings the goods or bring the surprise.
Sorry. And that is
Definitely
correct.
bring either the goods or the surprise. When I say the goods, I'm looking at Bridget Foster Hilton in 2011. When I'm looking at the surprise, I'm looking at Danielle Williams in 2015. So my outlook, you see my outlook, black, green, and gold.
Yeah. And for me, I think this championship is going to bring a lot of surprises. I believe like a lot of who we're expecting to win or to show up on the day, we're gonna get a surprise. I just have that feeling. I don't know. I could be wrong, but that's just my feeling. Hence why we're here to talk predictions. I wanted to share with one of our Bahamian reporters. He was supposed to be here tonight. I'm not sure if he's running late or he's not running at all, but hopefully he gets here because I personally want to talk about Shawnee running the 400, after just 4 months of giving birth. I personally think that is amazing as well as crazy, you know? So I don't think she can't do it. I think she can do it. And like I said, I think it's amazing as well as it can be crazy, And whilst everybody is excited about the 100 meters and the 200 and the hurdles, I am excited about seeing that 400 because there's going to be no Sydney McLaughlin and there's going to be Shawnee. So I wanted, to hear what the Bahamians had to say, what it is that they're giving her over there to eat, Also, today I got a chance to see Faith, and I'm definitely not going to butcher her last name, because I fall in love with her. She's such a beautiful soul, from Kenya. And
Faith Kipiegon.
she runs, that is correct. Thank you, Wade. You're always saving me, and she runs the 1,500 and the 5,000, I think. And it's just like, there is that bit of expectation that she's just going to break the record again because it's like, that's her thing. She just get up and say, you know what, today, I'm just going to break a record and just go rest and just come back and break another record. Because guess what?
Yeah,
maybe a couple years ago. Davian, go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying for Faith, she's going to be easily the female athlete for the year. All she has to do at the World Championship, win 2 gold medals and don't test positive, and she's good to go. Those two things, win 2 gold medals, don't test positive, and there's nobody, no female athlete who would be able to touch her. 3 world records already. So she just need 2 gold medals and one don't test positive. And she good to go.
Devian, you believe she's going to win the 5,000?
I believe so. I believe
In my
so.
heart of
She
hearts, I believe she can win, but she has not fully. I watched her race and she runs very well. I've loved Faith Kipyegon from she came on the scene in 2006 and 15 when she upset Genzebe Dibaba. So she's somebody that I've been watching over the years. She has mastered the 1,500 meters. I think the 800 the 5,000 meters, my bad, is her trying to fall in love with the sport all over again. Because after you've done it a few times, then you have to try to find that inspiration or get a copy of the book that Shelley has. Because Shelley's inspiration is a little different from everybody else. But for me, personally speaking, I think she's going to have a challenge when it comes to the 5,000 meters because it's not one of her pet events. It's one that she will have to learn. People like Gide, who was the former world record holder, is there. Sifan Hassan is going to be there. Tegai is going to be there. Chariot from Kenya is going to be there with her. That race is going to be one that is going to produce a lot of fireworks because if you've looked at the top 6, 7, 8 women globally, all of them have run a PB so far, including Faith Kipyegon. So therefore, the women's 5,000 meters, a lot of Jamaicans, a lot of persons are not long distance persons who will sit down and watch a 12.5 lap race or a 25 lap race for the 10,000 meters. But that 5,000 meters is going to be one that we have not seen the likes of in our lifetime so far on the women's side. Do I think Faith will win? I have faith in Faith. However, it will not be an easy battle for her.
Right.
I think she pulls it.
So how your podium look?
Honestly, I want to see Hassan on that podium. I want to see Gide on that podium. But I'm going to. Well, let me see. I'd have to think about it, but I think Faith pulls. Well, I'll think about it, but I definitely think Faith is my favorite for the gold medal,
Well,
and it's going to be difficult to call 2-3. Sorry?
I will tell you that Sifan Hassan won't be on that podium.
Hassan won't be on the podium.
Not in the 5,000 meters. Remember, she's going for the triple like she did at the World Championship 2 years ago. The 10,000, the 5,000, the 1,500 meters. She is going to have a tough
which for me is crazy. I mean, it's going to be for me one. It has been since last year when she tried it. One of the most insane things I've ever seen. And I'm surprised that she has come back this year to again. And you have faith in yourself, but at some point you have to just realize, well, this is just a bridge too far. But as I said, I'd love to see her on the podium. She's one of my favorite athletes. I like her. But let's see how it shakes out.
I mean, Monique says world record for Faith in the 1,500. Welcome, guys, in the comment. Thank you so much for joining. Monique says world record for Faith in the 1,500. I mean, I personally think she can do it and probably do it in both. You never can tell. But I feel like she's going to do a world record for the 1,500.
And I don't agree in a sense. I don't agree with a world record for the 1,500. And this is why I don't agree with the world record for the 1,500. The 1,500 meters is going to be a tactical race because she will still have some great competition there as well. You have Sifan Hassan that is going to be there. You have Laura Muir that's going to be there. You have the Americans. You have other Kenyans. The Ethiopians are coming because they too are hungry. The 1500 meters is going to be a tactical race. A tactical race is typically not a fast race because everybody is serving that energy for when they get to the last 400 meters to see who can kick. Historically, if you look at the 1500 meters at the World Championship, it has not been won in any magnificent time. The last time it was won in a very good time was the last World Championship where Faith Kipyegon had that magical run where she took it out and in the last 300 meters, she just went after it and gone. The challenge is this time she is going to be saving some energy because she's doubling up. So she won't be going out there to put all of her cards on the table in the 15. And then she dies after doing a round in the 5,000 because the 5,000 is not a straight final. You will have to do a round before you get to the final. So therefore she will have to run 3 1500 meters plus 1 5,000 meters before she gets to the final. She's going to conserve her energy. She will not be going out for a world record in the 1500. I think it will just be a win.
Well, I guess we will see.
Solid analysis.
People, Wade said no. Wade said no record. I guess we will see. I believe she's going to break the record. And if you believe so as well, just throw it in the comment section. Before we move on to the predictions, this is going to be the last thing we're talking about, and then we go on because it's not going to be a very long show tonight. There has been a couple of new competition rules, for the world athletics championship, and of course I know Davian would have been updated on that because of course he's in media, and Wade, who is always reading his thing and following all that information, would have been updated. Let's talk a little bit about it. The no absence lane, where we're no longer going to have an empty lane, right? So say, for example, Wade is in the 100-meter finals and, for some reason, there's an injury or something and he's not able to show up, right? They can know that the person that would have been qualified, let's say, because there's 8 athletes in the final, so athlete number 9 would have been, they can reach out to say, well, there's gonna be an empty lane, you can have your athlete warm up, or just to say to the athletes ahead of time, stay warm just in case someone drop out, you can take that spot. What are your take on that?
Well, for me personally, I like the idea. I like the idea of ensuring that you have 8 full lanes for a final. So I like the idea. The issue for me though is that if someone drops out, then you're not going to reshuffle the draw. So if, for example, somebody who finished 9th best overall, right? And the fastest person in the semifinals drops out, the 9th best person is going to get the preferred lane. They're going to get the inside lane, having finished 9th best overall. For me, that for me is an issue. Again, I like the idea of not having any empty lanes in a finals. It's a good look. It's good look for TV to have a full field and not have empty lanes. I like the idea. My issue is the implementation. We can possibly have some finishing 9 having the preferred lane. And I'll tell you this: if people say, "What, David? We are talking about? It don't make a difference." It does make a difference, especially when you're talking about events such as the 400 meters. Athletes who are going to be in lane number 1 and lane number 2 who have finished better than the 9th best person, I'm looking from lane number 1 and lane number 2, and I'm saying I beat this person here. Or them get lane number 4 and lane number 5, and me beat you in the semifinals. And me in a lane 1, and you in a lane 4 and 5. So I mean, from that standpoint, I think it needs to be adjusted. But I like the idea of having full fields for the final, semifinals. I love it.
Yeah.
I saw the post. I've done some research of my own on this rule. I'm still 50-50 on it. I like the idea of a full field. Yes, I have the same concern Davian has, especially for the 400 and the 200 meters. But at the end of the day, I've done some research, and it is very rare at the major championship that you find somebody not showing up for a final unless it's some serious issue. I know Jamaica had the incident with Hunter Parchment at the last World Championship. But before that, I've been doing an extensive list of research, and maybe I'm wrong, but the last time I saw someone who was missing from a lane in a major final would have been Usain Bolt in 2011. And that was as a result of a fast start, which now beckons the question to me, what if an individual fast start in the finals, do they then pull on the alternate to run the race, considering that you don't have any empty lane? The rule says that there would not be, not a possibility, but then you still end up with an empty lane. So for me, I understand what they're trying to do with the rule, but the most persons that you find coming to the starter tend to somewhat not finish the race rather than not showing up to the starter. It's a very small portion of time that you have a person pulling out before the gun goes off for a final. However, I agree with the fact that we can't have the empty lanes because we have a lot of concern about the sport, especially on this western side of the hemisphere. The support for the sport is not really there in terms of how you would want it to be like in Europe. So therefore, we have to try to promote the sport in a way that everybody can be in the lanes. It's good for business from an investment standpoint, from advertisers, from persons who are financially invested. However, I think there are still a lot of questions about it, especially with the point that Davian brought up. If it is that the fastest runner in the field doesn't show up, who was supposed to be in a lane 4 for the 200 meters, then the 9th person is going to get lane 4 and put them at a better advantage than somebody who would have finished 2nd or 3rd in their semifinals and in lane 8, which is a tighter.
I'm going to go even further than that. I'm going to go further than that. If I beat you in a semifinal, right? I draw lane number 1, right? Beat in a semifinal and I draw lane number 1. And you did not make the finals, right? And then the fastest person pulls out and you end up in lane number 4. And you end up in 4th, and I in 3rd, sorry, end up in 4th. Me a protest. I'm protesting because I would have beaten you in the semifinals, and you get better than me, and now end up with a medal, and me end up with, we know what them call 4th place finishers, right? So I'll be protesting. Bridesmaid, right? Right, who's the one that the politically correct one? We end up as the bridesmaid, right? And that is just because you had a little advantage over me. I'm in lane 1 and you're in a lane 4, a better lane, so to speak, right? Especially if I'm a tall athlete, someone like a Usain Bolt. So I'm going to protest. I'm going to come.
I would help you write up the protest form, David. No joke about it.
Protest, man. My medal, especially if it's well close, and I beat you in semifinals. You get a better lane than me, and then we're battling it out for the medals now. And you need me on the line. I've been we are going to protest. We are going to fight. We are going to fight. Because we want a medal. So, I mean, in terms of that, they probably need to look at it. Give me a piece.
This is not a Bashima and Tamberi situation. This is not a Bashima and Tamberi situation.
We'll We'll just cut it in half. I'll give you a piece of the medal for
So,
effort. There's
how does
also
that go?
another.
How does the prize money go?
Well, you're
Why
on
you
your
give me
own
some
with that.
advice
As a
on it
matter of
too?
fact,
Yeah.
no, you can take the entire medal. I'll take the money. But there's another rule, guys. You know, for the distance event, like the 1500, the 5000, and the 3000, for qualifying, they are no longer doing, the first probably three and then the second fastest. They're taking for the 1500 from the heats to the semifinals, the first six from whichever heat. And for the 5000, it's the first eight, you know, that qualifies to the next round. And the 3000, it's the first five that qualifies from the semifinals to the finals. Now, normally, you would have had the first three and then the two fastest. And then sometimes the first heat don't go out so hard. So the first three qualify. Then the second heat say, all right. And then the first three qualify. And then you have the additional qualifiers from the second and the third heat and stuff like that. What's your take on that?
I like this rule. I like this rule because we're at a championship. Come prepared with your A game. Come prepared to do what you need to do. This rule sieves out. You know, when you have your sieve, you have the flour, you try to sieve out if any weevil in it. This rule really sieves out the weevil out of the flour, because it means that you're here, you will have to put your best foot forward. You're not going to go through and play tactical, and then by tactic you slow down so your countryman from the first heat can go through. And so it really cuts straight to the books. I think what it also does is that it also says that, look, at the end of the day, we are making the sport fair right across the board by removing some of those red tapes. So therefore, it is clear cut. So a man like Davian can't protest because there is nothing to protest. His performance might get you to move from where you were. So I think that is an advantage. The disadvantage to the rule, though, is that you have some persons, some guys, they barely made the qualification standards. They are very good guys. They practice, they turn up to the championship. They're running very well, but then run up in what now becomes that fifth place, which is the bridesmaid spot, or that ninth place, or the sixth place, and that is now the new bridesmaid spot. And you are out of it while before you could have gotten a chance to advance. So while it promotes the sport in terms of efficiency, it also has the deficiency where it is all performance with no opportunity.
But
let me say, I love the rule. I love the rule. You like the rule. I love the rule. I love the rule. I love the rule. I think it provides a fair opportunity for everybody. As you said, Wade, there have been instances in the past where people manipulate races in order to get people through or to put people out, right? So when you have the rule now, there's no manipulation that is possible. It's simple. You make top six, you go through. You make top eight, you go through. You don't make top eight, top six, you don't go through. In the past, you'd have had people who, as I said, you have a slow first heat. So people line up in the second and the third heat and run fast or run hard, and then you get time qualifiers from the second and the third, which puts the first heat at a disadvantage because they don't know what time they will have to run to beat who's coming in heat number 2 and heat number 3 to get a time qualifier. Heat number 2, heat number 3 knows what they will have to do, what marks they will have to hit in order to get a time qualifier. So I've always thought that unfair. So I love the fact that has been addressed, and now you have a clear-cut thing. Top 6, top 8, you go through. You don't make top 6, top 8, go your yard.
You go home.
Simple.
That's right.
Yeah.
Go home.
As simple as that. I love this
That's how that works.
I love it because I love this rule for real because I've seen where Jamaicans, really get a beating when it comes to, the first three goes through and, the second fastest and stuff like that. And sometimes, some of the Jamaicans are actually in the first heat, and like Davian said, there is really no target, when you're in the first heat, what you're supposed to, the time that you're supposed to run. You just have to run and hope that you either win or make it through, So, prediction time. But before we start doing our predictions, I just want to big up my photographer friend, LG Sniper in the building. Thank you so much for joining. Um, Go on, welcome Elton Bowlers. Um, I don't want to tell any lie now, but he's a friend of mine from Guyana. I hope it's Guyana for true. Yes. I'm always mixing them up, Guyana, Grenada, but it's Guyana. So welcome, Elton. Big up yourself. Thank you so much for joining. Remember, guys, to subscribe to the channel and, of course, comment, share the live, and like up the live so that we can grow, 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 grow. All right, so Davian, you have your predictions.
What the total? I'm going to walk through one by one.
Tell me a total.
Huh?
Tell me a total.
13. 13.
So we're going double figure. Wade.
Definitely.
Can double.
So for me, I have 12 sure medals. Well, let me not say sure medal, but pretty nice 12. And 15 if we really create some upset. But fingers on 12, 15 if the tables turn in some directions and out of some directions. But the official prediction is 12.
All right. Let's start with the field events, right? Because I think this is one of the biggest team in terms of field event that we have taken to the World Championship. If I'm wrong, then tell me, guys. But this is like a really, really, really good set of ladies and gentlemen in the field event. High jump, long jump, discus, shot put, hammer, hammer. Oh, big up hammer choice. Ladies rule, big up. And, triple jump. I met Jaden today and he was just bubbling, and ready to go. And he's young, and we have all of these guys in the field events. Normally, growing up, you would have, the 100 meter, the 200, the 400, maybe the 800, and then you have the relays. No, you have so many field events. So make we hear all the medals them are go.
On the field event medal?
Yes.
All right, so first of all, we got news earlier today that Mr. Pablo Pichardo, he's out. Might be having some back pain and health issues and all sorts of stuff. So he's out.
Mm-hmm.
But really and truly, that if Jaden Hibbert is at his very best, that he can be the guy and go. If you look at personal best, even that, has a better personal best than Zango. The only person in the field that had a better personal best than him, who has been jumping relatively well this year, is Pichado. 1808.
All right, I think we lost Davian right there. We're sorry about that. Wade?
So picking up where Davian really left off, when I saw that news today, I was like, okay, cool. The triple jump is wide open. However, even with Pichado, and I know Pichado is a very good jumper. He's been around for a while. Former Cuban to Portugal. I always had Jaden to win this event. Even with what happened at the Diamond League, where he was leading up to the 6th round and ended up coming second to Zango. And I was kind of happy for that moment too. So it taught him that there is nothing that is ever safe. So on every single jump, go out there and do 100. So for me, I think that gold medal is going to be put around that 18-year-old young man's neck, and he's going to wear it with pride in terms of gold there. I have Shanika Ricketts to pick up a bronze in the women's triple jump as well. I mean, so far this year, she has not really been performing to what we know her to perform. But knowing Slimmers, as we called her back in school, she is a championship performer. The last World Championship, she just went out on her first jump and did what she needed to do and secured her silver medal. This year around, it is going to be a little different because we have some jumpers that are jumping very well. The Cubans are jumping very well. You have 2 young ladies out of Ukraine that are jumping very well. You have quite a few persons that are really jumping. And so Shanika will definitely have to go into the bag, pull out Shanika Ricketts on the international stage and come up with the goods. I believe that a bronze medal is there with her. Akeelia Smith will make the final and she will do well, but I'm not seeing her on the podium right now with how the international circuit has been looking. So for me, it's a gold and bronze for the triple jump. The shot put in the field for Rajinja, it is a possible pickup medal for me right there. It's not in my official count, but it is a possible pickup medal for me right there. He has the 4th longest throw in the world, or put rather in the world. There is no way that anybody is going to beat Ryan Krauser. Even if he's sick, he's going to come and put one out there and still win. So, I mean, it would really have to be a serious bad day for him. Joe Kovacs is doing well. Tom Walsh is doing well. You have a lot of guys there that are really throwing well. If he can go back to where he found that 22-22 and put something in the 22-50s area, definitely a medal coming home for him. But right now, it looks a little dismal for him there, but possible pickup medal. Also, I have a possible pickup medal in the discus. We have 3 great guys there throwing very well. Looking at how the discus has been going all year, you know, at the top you have Chen from I think it's from Czech Republic. I'm not sure, I have to double check. You have Daniel Stahl from Sweden. You have quite a few guys there who are doing very well in the discus. But I believe that one of our Jamaican guys can put a big one out there, one that is massive enough to hold on to a medal. But again, that's a possible pickup medal for me. Where I do have us the medal, though, is the men's long jump. 3 great jumpers we have there going into the championship. That Jay Gale has a lot to prove. He was a defending champion the last time. And it just so happened that injury got the better of him. I was so heartbroken to watch him making those attempts with the injury. This time, he is fit. He is looking much better. He's finding jumping again. He will definitely have to put one out there because it will be very hard to beat Twin Tableau from Greece. You have several guys that are really jumping. That event has done very well so far this year. It will definitely be hard to really put a medal around one of the Jamaicans' neck. But I do believe that Tajay can go out there and do something, and we might get a surprise. Wayne Pinnock might just go out there and put one out there that nobody's coming. Corey is also Kerry is also good as well. So there's a lot of possibilities there. I do believe we can take a bronze out of the long jump for men, and that's where I just have 3 field medals and possible 2 pickup. I know people are gonna say, but what's happening with the shot put with Daniel Thomas Dodd? That event between Gong of China, between the Portuguese, between the Americans, it will be a little challenging. She has the experience. She's been there. She's done this before. However, and she's put in very good so far this year too. But that one will be a little bit a challenge. It is possible that she can pull one out as well. But looking at the medal table and the international performance right now, it looks a little bleak.
Davian?
I agree with you, Wade. I agree with Wade. I also have 3 sure medals. I think, as I said, Jaybird is my favorite, solid favorite to win the triple jump on the men's side. I think Shanique Ricketts picks up a medal. You have to realize, in a way, she's no longer fresh and young and all of that. She's starting to get up. She's starting to get up into age. So you have to save that big performance for the championships. You can't put everything out in circuit. You have to save something big for the championships. And I think that is exactly what she's doing. She's saving that big one for the championships. So I'm expecting her to pick up a medal. And for the men long jump, we have 3 very good long jumpers. We literally could sweep. And when I say sweep, I mean if we swept, I would not be surprised. We have 3 world-class long jumpers. That's a fact. But I'm not going to go out and that very, very, very thin limb and say sweep. I'm not even going to say 2 medals. I'm going to put it at 1. But there's a very strong possibility that we may get more than 1. I think Jay Gale, if he's fit again, if he's ready, if he's in that 8-meter-60 shape again, he's going to devastate the field. None of these guys have ever jumped 8-meter-60. So if he goes out there and jumps 8-meter-60, that's it. There's no Echovarian there. So 8-meter-60 kills the competition. And then everybody else is at 8-meters-30, 8-meters-40. And that is right where McLeod and Pinnock is. So, I mean, I can literally see 1 or 2 of them going out there and getting a medal. But again, I'm not going to put my head on that block or go out on that thin limb. I'm going to be very conservative here and not put too much pressure on them and say 1 bronze.
Right.
Oh yeah, it's with 2 fields. So I didn't even finish the field, but you said there are possible pickups. There are possible pickup right across the field event spectrum. Campbell, Ranjika Campbell is 4th best in the world. If somebody sneezes, he can pick up a medal. Danielle Thomas, that I think she has to throw over 20 meters. If she gets over 20 meters, she'll be in the mix. Has thrown a personal best and national record this year, 1977. I think she has to improve on that to get with the gongs and the ears and all of them, Mitton and all of them. She has to throw over 20 meters. But that is an area for possible pickup as well. We have 3 strong discus throwers. So I'm not predicting medals for them, but again, that is an area of possible pickup. In the women's long, Akelia Smith is still the world leader, 708, and she is a championship performer. A lot of people have written her off, and some people don't even have her in the finals. But again, she's a championship performer. She comes out and performs when it's on the line. And I think that is also the world leader, a possible pickup of a bronze medal. I don't see where that is controversial at all. So I have 3 solid medals for Jamaica in the field, but they're like 5 or 6 medal pickups. And I've never ever seen a Jamaican field event program that is this strong. We've never sent as strong a field events team to any games, be it World Championships or Olympics. This is the strongest Jamaican field events team ever, without a doubt.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I think there might be some surprises. So some of who were not expecting to get medals, they might just show up. They might just show up, and then that would be exciting for us. The 800.
We spoke about it on the last podcast. I think the entire world wants to give Natalia Gould a medal. She more than deserves it. She is right up there right now with the very best in the world. She has changed the race strategy. She is working how we, the viewers, see that it would be working out better for her. Her coaching staff is doing a very good job to condition her. She is a championship performer as well. So therefore, for me, I have her as a pickup opportunity for the bronze medal. That can change because we have no idea if Ating Mo is going to be at the World Championships any at all. Her coach is still keeping it to the vest. I've been looking around to see if I saw any photograph of her in Budapest. I'm not sure if she's there. Nobody knows what her status will be. However, personally looking back at the program that Bobby Kersey has there, I've never seen before where he has docked any of his big stars from any major championship. Even when Alison Felix was not at her best, he still had her going to a championship. So for me, I'm really thinking if I think Mo is injured and he is just trying to, as best as possible, to condition her back for 2024. If so be the case, then we can expect that she will definitely not show up on the field any at all. A race without Ating Mo leaves a race between Keely Hodgkinson, Mary Mora, Jenna Ricci of the United Kingdom as well, and the Americans. Laura Muir, if she's running the 800, I think she's only entered for the 15 though. So therefore, what you now have is Natalia Gould managing traffic very well and getting onto the podium. If that be the case, that would definitely be the performance of the championship for me. Having watched Natalia for the years, it is very much possible, but she will have to just sit back, be patient, and wait until that last 200 meters to kick, don't go out and run with a Keely Hodgkinson at 155. And then when you get to the line, you're now at 201 in 6th or 7th place. Don't worry about Mary Mora around the back, who is speeding like a freight train over the last 400 meters after sitting in the back. Just run your own race. Stay with the crowd, but out of the spotlight for the first 600 meters. And that will get her a solid medal on the podium.
Completely agree. I completely agree.
Vivian?
I mean, I think it's going to be a tactical race. Keely Atkinson. Go ahead.
No, I was just asking you, sorry, if you can give us your predictions for the 800 along with your other track events.
Yeah, man, certainly. So for the 800, I agree completely with Wade. I think it's going to be a tactical race in that 800 between Mora and Keely Hodgkinson with some Renike in the mix. And for me, what Natalia Gould has to do is just ignore that tactical race that is going on. Ignore Keely, ignore Mora, ignore everybody else. Run her race and try to run a personal best. If she runs a personal best, she's going to be right in there for a medal. At this moment, though, I have her for 4th. But again, when you have tactical races, things tend to happen. Somebody is either going to pull it out fast and then blow up in the end, or somebody is going to go out too slow and leave a door open for Natalia Gould. So for me, all she has to do is run her race. Don't care what anybody else is doing. As Wade said, don't try and run 155, 154 with the likes of Keely Hodgkinson and then blow up in the end. run your own, concentrate on what you are doing and how you are going to get to 156. Get to 156. If it gets you a medal, fine. If it doesn't get you a medal, you know that you have done your very best. And for me, I'd be satisfied with that. I'm tired of seeing a Toya goal trying to go out and run the world record and then blowing up and running 201, 202. Run your own race.
She has gotten mature, so we can look for the maturity in this year's World Championship.
So for the rest of the field, Sunset, I am a little conflicted about the women's 100 meters. So we're gonna put that out there without a doubt. I have a gold and silver, but in my heart of hearts, I think the race is going to end with a gold and a bronze. So let us see. I'm not assigning any medal. I just saying that on paper I have a gold and a silver, but in my heart I have a gold and a bronze for the women's 100 meters. I think this year we are going to see Black.
Who is getting the gold and who is getting the bronze?
I'm not going down that rabbit hole with you, Sunset. You understand? I just know, say, in my heart of heart, I am thinking a gold and a bronze, but on paper, I wrote gold and silver. So, you know, black and white is what really stands up in court. I think when
I believe Sherika is going to take the double, and Shelly is going to take the 100.
Double for Sherika.
Double for Sherika. I believe that. Sherika says she's ready. She says she's ready. She says she feels fit. And when she was asked if she's going after the world record, she said no, she's not going after the world record. She's going out there to run and to execute her race nicely. Right? I believe she's going to win the double. I don't know. It's just
I believe the women's 100 meters is going to be historic.
Sherika is gonna win.
I believe the women's 100 meters is going to be historic.
Oh, so you're saying Shelly's gonna go for her number?
Like I call a world record in a way.
And listen, you see, anybody who wins that race, right, is either going to become the 6-time champion or the second fastest woman alive, or both. So that race is going to be historic no matter what happens. No matter who win, it is going to be historic.
That I can agree with. That I can agree with.
We can have a 6-time world champion or a first-time 100-meter world champion and a second fastest woman alive. But I believe that race, the time, is going to be historic. The 200 meters now, I believe that is going to be 21:33 for Sherika Jackson, without a doubt.
Davian, you hear that?
Yeah, man, world record gone, man. Adrenaline. I'm ready to call it. And Sherika Jackson, she's on the home stretch. She's leaving the field behind and she dips at the line. Oh my God, look at the clock. World record gone. It's gone, folks. It's the first time in 40 years we'll see a female sprint flat. Of course, hurdles, 100-meter hurdles record went. But in terms of flat, it's been almost 40 years since we've seen one. And I think we're going to see one this year. It's never happened in my lifetime. And I'm going to be blessed and privileged to see one going down this year.
National holiday. Jamaica is going to get a national holiday after that race.
Well,
pray and hope, because I think Sherika is in fantastic shape.
She is in fantastic shape. I'm for that 200 meters. I'm looking at the other Jamaican women in the race, and I'm hoping that they will make it to the finals and perform very well. But I can't see nothing more than that 200-meter world record coming out of the women's 200. But I want to talk about something that I know Davian will agree with me on. But we're just not going to agree with the person. I believe that black, green, and gold will be on the podium for the men's 100 meters. I believe
I have that in my prediction.
Will be on the podium for the men's 100 meters. That 100 meter, I don't think anybody right now has decided who the winner is going to be because it's a wide open race.
Yes,
it is taking us back to the Olympics
exactly,
where we did not know anybody who would have won. But what I do know, I've been doing my research all week and I'm looking at the guys globally and I'm seeing it is my strong possibilities that Zan Elius will win and I will celebrate that 150%. But I believe that black, green, and gold will be on the podium. Will it be a silver? Will it be a bronze? I am not sure, but I believe that black, green, and gold in men's sprinting will be on the podium.
Or maybe it could be a gold.
At the podium, just the same.
But you're talking about silver and bronze. I'm saying maybe it will be a gold.
All is possible because this race is so short, open. Fella?
We're not calling any name, Davian, but it could be a goal.
I'm not afraid for calling him, though. I'm not calling name.
We're not calling any name. We're not.
It's just that I don't want to put pressure young calling any name. But I addiction, that is my surprise medal of the World Championships. A medal for Jamaica in the men's 100 meters. So, medal.
That's correct.
For me, the other field medal, the other track medals that I have is, I think we will definitely pick up in the 400-meter hurdles. I think my strongest pickup that I have so far for that race, I think it is going to be the newcomer on the international stage for Jamaica. I believe Antoinette Knight is definitely going to pick up that medal. I know everybody going to say, but you have the national champion, Genevieve, you have Clayton, who is a former bronze medalist. I think Knight is, and I'm putting that out there, I think Knight is going to pick up that medal. I am looking, I know everybody write off Delilah Mohammed and everybody write off the Americans without Sydney McLaughlin. But for me, I still have Delilah Mohammed on the podium. She has run 53.50 something this year. She is a championship performer. She has been there. She has done that. She's still hungry. Without Sydney McLaughlin, she's going to think, okay, it's my time to get back up there. I doubt she will catch Fenke Ball. I think she is going to run a spectacular race. She won't get to the world record, but she is going to do something special for us to say, hey, there are other names on the international stage at this level. But I believe that the Jamaican women will be up there, and it is a possibility that we can pick up 2 out of this event. But for the meantime, I have just issued 1 medal. And even though I know in my heart that it is a stretch, I actually have a possible pickup for Rashawn Clark in the 400-meter hurdles for men. It is a possible pickup on the basis that we are not 100% sure if the Santos can manage 3 rounds of 400-meter hurdles on his knee. Roy Benjamin at the American Championship was not looking so well, and he has not run too much races since the American Championship because he was not in the best of health either. So therefore, a healthy and performing Rashawn Clark in that finals with unhealthy other opponents is an open pickup opportunity for him. So I am putting it out in the atmosphere. I think that would be a major confidence boost, not only for him, but also for the team. And then finally, for me, I have Rashid Broadbell to win the 110-meter hurdles. I'm even putting out name out there for this one. I want to think Hansa will pick up the bronze. He is a championship performer of everybody in that field. he is a championship performer. The World Championship is somewhere where he has tasted success several times. I think it is possible for him to get a bronze, but it will be hard to pass the Americans like that. Grant Holloway will not just go away like that. You have the young freshman just coming out of the collegiate circuit. You have quite a few. Robertson that is still there for a long time, and another freshman as well from the US. I think that one will definitely be a US Jamaica. Orlando Bennett will do very well, but I think it really is going to be Broadbell and Parchment who will definitely bring home the goods. And I think Broadbell is poised to take that title away from Grant Holloway. And when we come to the relays, I just have us to win the women's 4x1 and pick up a silver in the women's 4x4 and bronze everywhere else.
Davian?
Yeah, I mean, I'm listening to Wade, and I'm speechless because, like, I'm thinking that's what the man is saying. I mean, he mentions, for example, Miss Knight and Greta Knight. If you look at her progress, Wade, you look at her times this season. She has literally every single race ran faster and faster from 56 to 55 to 54.9 to 54 mids to 53, and now she's at 53 too. Literally every race she has run faster and faster. So I'm looking at all of that and I'm saying to myself, hey, something is happening here. She's being conditioned to run fast at the World Championship. People might not see it, and people might look at it and say, well, she got defeated at the Jamaican trials, but she ran a personal best, she ran a season's best, and then 2 weeks later she ran a personal best after that, defeating the person that defeated her at the trials. So I mean, I'm looking at her and I'm saying, yeah man, that looks serious. I'm looking at what he's saying about Rashid Broadbell, and I'm saying, yo, Broadbell, I gonna beat all of them with a broad belt. I'm gonna beat the whole of them with a broad belt. He's going to break the national record. He's going to break the national record. I can tell you that. You said, you say you're worried about Holloway and the Americans. When the Americans see that, you would get up and gone, bro. Somebody amongst the Americans or somebody amongst who we are going to expect to challenge for a medal, they're going to panic. They are going to panic. And in a situation like that, you know who is not going to panic?
Answer Parchment.
Parchment never panic. Parchment cool as a cucumber. So you see when everybody panic when them see the broad belt get up, Parchment not going to panic. So based on that, I'm very confident that he's going to sneak in and sneak a bronze at the end, the big dip at the end, and sneak a bronze. So I mean, literally everything that you are saying, I am agreeing with. There's literally not a medal that you've called, or a race that you've called, or analysis that you've given that I'm disagreeing with. I don't even know why I'm on the show. It's like I'm repeating myself. It's the same exact thing I'm thinking.
Monique says no world record in the 100-meter fast times. Yes. Wait, Monique asking you to call the name in the 100. Call the name. Wait.
I mean, it's definitely going to be between the national champion and oblique Seville. Seville was fourth at the last World Championships. I think he's being conditioned. I still have it was a big question sign. Davian brought it down to a medium-sized question sign. The last few races from the national champion got it a little smaller. The font got smaller. So now the font is down to a size 6 question sign. But there is still question signs there for me. I think oblique will be a better condition in terms of being there before coming for it the last time. I know he's been conditioned for it. When I think about men's track and field in Jamaica, I think about Glenn Mills. He knows how to condition his boys to do very well on the international circuit. And so for me, I think Seville will, and don't get it wrong, Sunset. Davian has said it, we just now focus on it. It is possible that before you look up there and it's a Jamaican win the 100 meters for men, because that event has no clear winner right now. People are talking about Kenyan Omyanyala. People are talking about Zarnell Hughes. People are talking about Fred Curley. Right now, I don't even have Fred Curley in the medals. It is that open of an event right now. And how open it is.
And tell us how, wait, you mentioned Fred Curley. You mentioned Fred Curley, wait. A lot of people are not picking this up, There's something off about the Americans this year,
The whole team.
There's something off
the whole
about
team.
not just America, the entire team looks flat.
The field
people
team.
Not left and right.
The American field team is solid. The track team, not solid.
Right, the track team. Let us put it out there. The field team looks solid. They've been performing, but the track team, they just have not set the world on fire for me this year. I mean, so people talk about. I've seen Fred this year, and Fred look. I know the training videos look spectacular, but when he races, he looks flat. And that's just a fact. People talk about Coleman.
Maybe they're saving it all for the championship, guys.
No saving for no championship. Sunset. When you look even
at
the men's
200
meters, when you even look at the men's 200 meters, it is possible that Lyles will even get beaten in the 200 meters by Tobago from Botswana. And he is one that you have to watch in the 100 meters as well. So therefore,
for me, I'll tell you this. For me, the ones I'm watching are not necessarily the Americans. I'm watching the likes of Tobago and Zarnell Hughes. But there are serious questions about some of the people who are being put up as medal favorites. I'm not convinced about Omanyala running rounds. I'm not convinced about Simbini running rounds. Even Zarnell Hughes, there's still questions about him, and he had a streak of false starts last year. There's still some about how he handles stuff. So people are putting up all of these people and how the person. I'll go to the gallows on this one. The person, based on all the races I've seen this year, all the championships that have been run, the person from the championships to the actual, from the trials to the world championships, the person who has the greatest room for improvement, or persons who have the greatest room for improvement, are two Jamaicans. Oblique Seville, who was going to skip the national trials because he had gotten injured, and 2 weeks before the national trials, he got the go-ahead to train, came to the national trials, ran sub 10, ran 10 flat to make the team. He has 6 weeks to get race sharp. Oblique Seville finished 4th last year. Many people don't remember that he finished 4th. And the second Jamaican, Rohan Watson, who had an atrocious start at the national trials and still managed to run 991 after rounds. He has one of the best starting coaches in the world, a man who has trained Shelley and Fraser Price, Nesta Carter, Asafa Powell, some of the best starters ever to have ever done it. He has 6 weeks with Rohan Watson, personal man-to-man, the only MVP male, would have made the team, but only male MVP athlete, sprint athlete, to have made an individual spot. Frano is working on that youth, and if he can get the start right, he be ahead of everybody, you know. I just want him there. You see, about 60 meters, Ron Watson is in fourth or fifth or something like that. He's in the mix. It's done. It's going to be over because his last 40 is going to be electrifying.
I believe that, gentlemen. I really, really do believe that. There's just one question Monique wants to ask, and that's gonna be the last. I'm gonna give each person 30 seconds to just respond. Do you think Elaine will run in the 100-meter finals?
Um, that is going to be a very interesting one there. I mean, Frano has Sherika Jackson and Natasha Morrison, who would have finished in the top three at the championship. Uh, Coach Wilson has Sasha Lee Forbes, and that fourth place now with Shelley and Fraser Price is going to look a little. It is going to be hard for Elaine to get a spot. With her credentials, I believe she deserves a spot with her credentials. I think it will come down to what she looks like in the round. So she will definitely have to prove herself in the round to make a determination if she will get a spot on that team. Um, in the coaching lineup, based on the rounds, I would definitely look at it and make a determination. And I would give her a spot to run on the team. I definitely would. I'm thinking to give her the curve because, personally speaking, my team for that 4x100 meters is actually Kevona Davis to Shelley and Fraser Price to Elaine Thompson Hira to Sherika Jackson. I think that team will get us close to 40. It will get us close to 40, but not to the world record. So
Davian,
I do
10
believe she
seconds.
should be on the team.
For me, I would run Elaine in the heats, and depending on how she looks in the heat, I'd make a determination from there. If she is back to 10-7 shapes and shows it in the heats and has good control over the button, I definitely run her. But if she's still in 11 or 11-1 shape, there are persons already in ahead of the order who are there in Budapest who would be able to put that sort of speed into the relay and would also have who would also be more competent handling the baton. So I mean, for me, I have to see her in the heats before I make the determination. But if she's anywhere near Elaine Thompson Hera of 2 years ago, you have to run her. You have to run her. If she's Elaine Thompson Hera from 2 months ago, then you kind of have a decision to be made there. So it really depends on what kind of shape she is when you get to the relay finals.
All right, definitely. And I can agree with you both. And I know Monique probably would agree, and her question has been answered. Again, I want to thank you, gentlemen, for showing up, for always supporting, and making the thing real, making the thing, you know, happen. Thank you so much, guys. I'm not going to promise that there's going to be a Road to Budapest live this Thursday, but what I hope to do is to have some small, well, I'm not going to say what I hope to do, but just know that we're going to be doing our best to have, updates and stuff like that throughout the competition as much as we can. So remember to share the channel, subscribe to the channel, like up this video, like it up, guys, like it up, comment, let us know what you think, let us know what you want to see from us. And we thank you for being here. Thanks for everyone in the comment section. Thank you again, Wade. Thank you again, Davian. And of course, we'll be in touch once there's going to be a live. I'll definitely hit up you guys and we have a quick chat. And you don't know. So again, thank you. good morning, world, and good night. So I'll see you on. So the 19th of August, Budapest 2023 World Championship starts, and the first event is going to be the 20-kilometer race walk finals. And of course, we have some prelims. We have the 100-meter finals on the 20th, which is the Sunday. So, everybody I go out with them pot cover and stuff and stuff and stuff. That's the 100-meter finals for men. Yeah, because I think that one comes first.
Yeah, that closes the show on Sunday.
Right. Yes. So the 100-meter men comes first. So again, we might just be live for that event. You never can tell. I mean, broadcasting rights probably will just squeeze our neck. So maybe we won't show the actual race, but we possibly will be live, to talk about it and to, maybe show clippings and let the people know what's happening. So thank you again, guys. Remember to subscribe, remember to share, comment, and like Sandy Lifestyle Media. Go over to Instagram and follow us on Sandy_lifestyle. Good night. Thank you, guys. Ciao.
All right, Sunset, enjoy Budapest.
Night.
Well, if working hard is enjoying Budapest. Bye.
Bye.